There is something deeply disturbing about looking at someone who's already struggling just to survive and deciding that your contribution to their life will be cruelty. Not help, not kindness, cruelty. And disabled people experience this more than most. I saw this quote recently that said, "Hurting someone who never once wanted anything bad for you, especially while they were already barely surviving the darkest season of their life, is something deeply disturbing and unforgivably cruel." And honestly, it hit hard. Because this is something a lot of disabled people experience. When people get sick or disabled, one of the most devastating things that often happens is abandonment. Friends disappear, family members distance themselves, and people who once said they loved you suddenly don't know how to handle you anymore. And it hurts in ways that are almost impossible to explain. But over time you start to realise something painful but freeing at the same time. Those people were never really your friends in the first place. It just takes a long time to see it. And for me, that chapter feels like it belongs in a previous life now. It was so long ago. But another version of this cruelty happens every single day. Internet trolls. Because here's the thing. When someone leaves a cruel comment on a video about disability, that is a choice. They see someone who is already dealing with illness, pain, barriers, discrimination, and they decide to add more harm. That's not an accident. That's not a misunderstanding. That's a decision that someone makes in that moment. And I see it every single day in the comment section of my videos. People choosing to be cruel to someone who is literally just talking about their life and trying to make the world a little bit better for disabled people, which statistically many of those same people, those same trolls, will become disabled themselves one day. Yet instead of empathy, they choose bullying. And honestly, a lot of it feels like high school behaviour that someone never really grew out of. But here's the thing you'll notice if you watch my videos. Even when someone leaves a trolling comment, I usually try and respond respectfully. Not because they deserve kindness, but because I believe that education works better than hatred. Hatred doesn't change minds. Conversations sometimes do. And if even one person learns something from those discussions, maybe even me, then maybe the world gets a tiny bit better. But I'm curious about something. Have you ever experienced this? Either the abandonment when you got sick, or people choosing cruelty online when you were already struggling? And why do you think some people see someone in pain and still decide to make it worse? Let's talk about it in comments. See you down here.